ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे வேதாந்ததேசிகம். சீரொன்று தோப்பல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வாரே கோமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So we have a very heavy content of this paragraph. As we understand, the Lord addressed the four-faced creator, and he actually is rather amusing to us, saluted himself, saying that you are the only destination for us. In English, it is wrongly used as there is no other go. It is a wrong usage in English, at least in British English. I don't know. So, if you want to know English grammar, you must consult an Indian. And that Indian is Right Honorable V.S. Srinivas Shastri. So he is called a silver-tongued orator. If British people have some doubts, they have to come to that Dr. V.S. Srinivas Shastri. So I find that Lord salutes himself as Rama saluted Ranganatha in Ramayana, as we understand. And therefore, now what is the purpose of this paragraph? So one who follows the five-timed actions will understand that only Lord Sriman Narayana is to be understood. And he is very dearer to us. We are dear to him. We love him. We are affectionate towards him. But he loves us more. So look at the word Priya Bhagavat Priya Taratvam. Comparative degree. Tara meaning comparative degree. Tara, so Tama means maximum. Superlative degree. So we can also say Bhagavat Priya Tamatvam. But only when we love him. When we don't love him, even then he shows more love to us, towards us. So Bhagavat Priya Taratvam. Love towards the devotee, not to anyone, not to any Tom, Dick, and Harry, A, B, or C. So please remember, yeah, welcome, Ranganatha Priyadasa. So Bhagavat Priyataratva, especially not to ordinary devotee. Please remember, we call ourselves devotees. But what type of devotee? Tan nishthanam. Tan nishthanam. We must be 24/7 busy, engaged with the thought of Lord Sriman Narayana. Otherwise, we are not good devotees. Tan nishthanam. Nishtha is discipline, a regularity, sincerity of purpose, faithfulness, all collected together called nishtha. Our action also must be perfect. No man can be perfect, that is different. But 99.99%. So Nishtha is observing the rules strictly, meticulously. And while concentrating on the Lord, we are not supposed to be inattentive. Avyavadhanena. Look at the words. Avyavadhanena. Tan nishthanam avyavadhanena. Vedanta Deshika is crisp, CRISP, to the point, specific, no mincing of matters. You cannot find fault with him at any time. If we are not following his rules, that means we are not good devotees. So let us have the positive attitude. So how do we do? So we want to reach God. How do we reach God? I already told you yesterday. Namely, Prapatti itself is total surrender itself, what we call moksha, emancipation, beatitude, freedom from birth and death, and so on. And it is called kainkaryam, not reaching God and meaning, so becoming almost like Him. Samipyam, we are going near Him. We are the nearest to Him. Samipyam. Salokyam, we can have a look at the creation, His creation, as though it is our creation. The same look, the same outlook. And Salokyam, Samipyam, Sarupyam, we can take His form. We can take His form. At 12, we can take His form. But Srishti is not possible. Creation is not possible. Shriya Patitvam is not possible. Vibhutvam is not possible. You cannot be everywhere. Though we are a released soul, Muktatma, we call ourselves Nitya Suri, Suri at least. If we call ourselves Nitya Suri, we must be one of the three, namely the kite, Garuda, the carrier, the vehicle, Adishesha, the serpent bed, the couch, and Vishwaksena, the army of security, the what you call the chief of security. So we cannot become either of them. Bhagavad Prapti is understood as, according to Nyasa Vimshati of Sri Vedanta Deshika, as Prapati is an end in itself. That's called Bhagavad Prapti. Or at least, at the most we can say, with the 9 types of relationship, the most important of the 9 being, we are the slaves and he is the master. We are never his masters. And though he wants to obey us, Vega Setu Stotram, Sonnavannam Seda Varmal, Yatoktakari Sannidhi. It is also available in Srirangam. It is the temple near Kanchipuram. And therefore, he obeys some people only, not all. Those some people they are not fortunate enough, but they are good devotees, the best devotees. Tirumeshwarvan was the best devotee. Tirumeshwarvan is only, of course, Bhagavad Amsha. And therefore, he must be a slave, he must be devoted to God willy nilly. Willylly. Nilly. Whether he likes it or not. So again, so this is now, these are the contents. Number one, Lord is the only person is to be known by Pancaratra. That is by rather 5-timed action. Then we must understand his love more towards us. More love towards us. And then Tanishtanam, then so again we must be totally dedicated to him and without any distractions, inattentiveness, and that will give us the benefit of reaching God. So Pratipadhyate is being explained here. Yat tat yat uktam. Yat which tu but uktam said. There are 3 words. Yat which tu but, just like Hindi, kintu, parantu, tu. Uktam said. Who said? Bhojarajena. Bhojaraja seems to be some other name, but he can be equated to the king called Bhoja of Dhara kingdom. Dhara was the name of the kingdom, and Bhojaraja was a very great scholar. Taking this personality as same as the other king, Bhojaraja, namely, he has written 32 books. He is a versatile genius. He gave 1 lakh gold coins to 1 syllable of a Sanskrit poem given by some poet or other. 1 lakh gold coins for 1 syllable. If the poem is good, he is the judge. He is a very great Sanskrit scholar. Because he was a king, he maintained an army of horses and elephants. And in order that the elephants and horses do not contract any disease, he wrote a book called Ashwa Ayurveda Chikitsa. Ashwa Chikitsa Ayurveda. He knows medicine, how to apply. He saved elephants from disease. So Gaja Chikitsa Ayurveda. Nevertheless, that means he knows for human beings also. Let us not think ill of him because he knows only about animals. No. So these two are important parts of the army. Ratha, Gaja, Turaga, Padati. The chariot also needs some attention, maintenance. The soldiers also need some maintenance. They must be given incentive, bonus to work more and more sincerely. So the only 2 animals are used, horses and. He wrote a book of literature, very beautiful literature, more beautiful than Valmiki and Kamban or Tulasidas in Hindi. I enjoyed it, and therefore I know all these styles. I have not gone through Tulasidas Ramacharita Manas. Because he has included a lot of Sanskrit verses, I could understand. It is in Maithili Bhasha. It is not Hindi. Ramacharita is not Hindi. It's a Maithili Bhasha. Bhojpuri, as it is called, I think. So if you compare, Bhojaraja is better than all these poets. Then again, he wrote only a champu called Ramayana Champu, prose poem. Many people did not attempt to prose. Many people did not attempt to prose poem. He is the one very rare of the rarest. Maybe this temple tradition written by him belongs to some other one. Maybe same character also. Prayoga Paddhati Ratnavalyam. Now, if I raise a doubt, that means there is no history record possible. That's what I guess. If anybody can give a historical background of this Bhojaraja different from that Bhojaraja, we are welcome. So Prayoga Paddhati, the chapter on usage, practical usage. Ratnavalyam. So Ratnavali is the name of Prayoga Paddhati. Ratnavali is the name of the book. Ratnavali generally meaning a rose of gems. Ratnavali means necklace. So Prayoga Paddhati Ratnavali is necklace of the method of the usage of Pancaratra. Please remember the beautiful title given by Bodhara to his grammar book called Saraswati Kantabharana. The necklace of the goddess of education is the title for Bodharaja's grammar book. So at least he is expert in 9 fields. I told you only 3. Ayurveda, literary embellishments, beauty of literature, plus the grammar. So here, Tatra, Sangama Adayaha Kalaha Aharaha Pravartante. Now, I think we must have understood already the word Sangama Kalaha. Keshadas will help me to recall the meaning. Generally, Sangama is an interval between one timing and another timing. Meaning, Sangha meaning contact, as you know. So, meeting point. So, you will be asking generally, when is Abhigamana to be done? When is Abhigamana to be done? What is the timing? It differs because of the few seconds of difference of Surya Udaya and how we finish correctly the Anushtana in the morning, afternoon, that is noon, and the evening. So the first one is Abhigamana. So Abhigamana timing, if you ask what is the timing for Abhigamana, and again Upadana. Third is Ija. Fourth is Swadhyaya. Fifth is Yoga. So you will be asking a question. What is the time gap between the two times? Between any two times? So what is this is what we call, yeah, forenoon 6 to 12 degrees from sun. That is right. So that's why I said the gap between Upadana and Ija is a long gap. That is, Upadana, if you collect materials for worship, you may finish it earlier. I may take the time longer time to finish Upadana. If you are already prepared the previous day itself, then you have a lot of gap between Upadana and Ija. And you have got a lot of duties to perform, of course. Personal duties like cleaning oneself, namely taking bath and so on. And taking bath also can be finished earlier too, Sandhya twilight worship in the morning. And even before the evening twilight worship. And before the noon. Generally, sages are doing it. Rishis are doing 3 times a day. Sannyasis will be expected to do 3 times bath. Then again, so Sangama, Sangavadayaha meaning, so there will be at least 3 gaps, between Abhigamana and Upadana 1, Upadana Ijja 2, 4 gaps. Then Ijja and Swadhyaya 3, and from between Swadhyaya and Yoga 4. There will be 4 gaps. So Kalaha, meaning Sangavadayaha, the Sangava Kala, it cannot be translated into English or Tamil. It is not even it can't be translated into Tamil also. It means contact time or gap. It will not be right translation. If I say gap, interval, and so on, there will be no interval in thoughts. Madhyana is Monday. Okay, that is right. That's right. That's right. 12 to 18. 12 to 15 is Abhijit Muhurta. Again, it's called most auspicious time. Abhijit Muhurta. So there, Madhyanika must be performed and Ijja must be performed. Next. So Sangavadeha Kalaha, the timings called the gap or the interval timings, Aharaha daily pravartante, they are in progress. Aharaha meaning daily, pratidinam. Ahaha means day, Aharaha means daily. Sangavaha, now we will understand what is Sangavaha. So Sangavaha, Samaha, Vishnupriyaha, Dharmaha, Viragaha iti Panchakalaha Adhyatmavidbihi Upadishtaha. What is Sangava? What is this time interval, time interval or intervening time? So please remember, it is exactly equal to a devotee, Vishnu Priya. Vishnu Priya, how can a person be dear to Vishnu? Because he is a devotee. Lord Krishna says, Jnani tu Atmaiva me matam. But we have the other grades in affection. Sa mama priyaha. Sa mama priyaha. He is my beloved one. Who is that beloved one? That particular devotee. So Vishnu Priya. Now please recall the Bhagavad Gita's words there. Sa mama priya. Yona nandati nadveshti. You can also say that. One who doesn't hate, one doesn't love very much, he is called Sthita Prajnaha, and therefore Sthita Prajnaha meaning one who has fixed his intelligence, knowledge, intellect, and heart, mind on the Lord. And that is, he is called Vishnu Priya. One example I will give you from Alvar's 12 apostles, Vishnu Chitta. Vishnu Chitta, first meaning that we may take is Lord Vishnu is in the mind of Periyalvar. No. So Lord Vishnu has Periyalvar in his mind, always in his mind. So you can take Vigraha Vakyam, what is called parsing of the words by giving Sanskrit explanation. So Vishnu yasmin manasi or yasmin chitte or yasya chitte saha Vishnu chittaha. Vishnu yasya chitte asti saha Vishnu chittaha. In two ways you can give the meaning. Whereas Vishnu loves more. That is why he showed himself in reality on the kite Garuda, because Garuda himself is the Periyalvar as Bhagavad. So he is Vishnu Priya. Now, what is Vishnu Priya? Just to question, what is Vishnu Priya? What is the attitude of a Vishnu Priya? Dharma. Dharma means propriety, justice, dutifulness, sincerity in duty, charity. So all encompassing word. So we must be dharma. We must be a personification of a dharma. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Valmiki's words. Vedanta Deshika's words in Dashavatara Stotra. Paravara Payo Vishoshana Kala, Parina Kala Anala, Jvala Jala Vihara Hari Vishika Vyapara Gorakramaha. Only one adjective. The two lines are of only one adjective. Sarvavastha Sakat Prapanna Janata Samrakshanaika Vrati. Another adjective, long adjective. Dharmo Vigrahavan Adharma Viratim. Dhanvisa Tanvitana. Seventh incarnation Rama. Seventh star is Punarvasu. Punarvasu is seventh star. Rama was born in seventh star. Rather incarnated on the seventh star. Punarvasu. He indicated by suggestion, he will be born again as Lord Krishna, as Vasudeva, again, Punaha again Vasu, Vasudevasya Putraha. So Vasu will be born, that is Vasudeva will be born next again. So Punarvasu Nakshatram is Rama's star, birth star. So what is Dharma again? So remember the definition now here. Sangamaha Samaha Vishnu Priyaha. The intervening time we are not supposed to waste it. We are not supposed to while it away without thinking of Lord. In between the 5 timed actions, we are not supposed to divorce our thoughts from the Lord. That is what we call Sangamaha, Samaha, Vishnu Priyaha, then Dharmaha, righteousness. Dharmaha means righteousness, doing everything right, on doing right things. So Viragaha. So this is where you understand. This is Vairagyam, as we say, Viragasya Bhavaha Vairagyam. No taste, no hatred. No love, no hate. This is called Viraga. Ragaha means attachment. Ragaha means tune in music. Ragaha means red color. Red is for attachment. Viragaha can be meant in opposite ways also. Sanskrit is so beautiful. You can say, I am a Viraga man in the sense I have lot of attachment. Vishishtaha Ragaha Yasyasaha. I am attached to this world for everything. I love the materialistic world. I don't want to get out of this. Vedanta Deshika said, when he observed the festivals of Lord Varadaraja over the horse, Vahanam, carrier, Turaga, Vihagaraja, the kite, namely Garuda, Chandana, the chariot, Andolika, the swing. So he mentioned only a few. So Turaga, Vihagaraja, Chandanandolika, Adhikam Adhikamanyam Atmashobham Adhanam. Sri Varadaraja Panchashat. Swami Deshika says, Vaikunthe api na me abhilasha. I don't want to go to Vaikuntha because I want to be born again to enjoy the festivals which are not available in Vaikuntha, Paramapada. So this is called Vishishta Ragaha. I love Lord. I don't love anybody else. That is Viraga. I don't love anything. That is Viragaha because of the materials of the world. So I don't love any material of this world. Therefore, that is also Viraga. So V, a prefix, gives a beautiful double opposite meaning. So that is beauty in Sanskrit. So Viragaha, we used to say in English, plus Tamil, Tanglish, non-vegetarian, non-vegetarian, Tamil non and vegetarian, English vegetarian. If we take both English words, I am a non-vegetarian. So in that way, you can have only 2 languages to combine and not the same language. I don't think we have in English or any other language such a word or with the opposite meaning. So Viragaha iti panchakalaha. So when we have rest, we forget the Lord. These rest times. Interval is a rest time. So panchakalaha 5 times. Adhyatma vidbihi upadishta. So those who have understood the soul, the more the individual soul and the supreme soul, meaning they have studied Shastras, Adhyatma Vidya is, Adhyatma Vidya is Paramatma Vidya. That is beyond our soul, individual soul. When we have understood the supreme soul beyond our soul, called Adhyatma Vidya. So those who have learnt this, those who have gone through this, those who have realized over reading the spiritual sciences, they have advised us. Upadishtaha. It is actually passive voice sentence. So what is Sangama? Sangama is said to be equal to a devotee, a dear devotee of God, Vishnu, who is the embodiment of righteousness and who has no love and no hatred, but the only love towards the Lord. In the 5 timings as said by the spiritualist. Now you understand what is the timing. Timing. So Keshavdas Swami already has listed some timings. So we are now specific. Whether they are same or similar, we will find out. Udayat, from the sunrise, Pancha Nadyaha, 5 Nadikas. 1 Nadika is 24 minutes. So 2.5 Nadikas is 1 hour according to our calculation. So Panchanadyaha, 5 Nadikas, Sangavaha Uta. So the interval time between one of the out of the 5, I mean, or between the 2 of the 5 timings, then we call it Sangavaha, meaning so 5 Nadikas, Nadyaha. Nadi, as we say, vein in our body also. No? We can just feel the pulse so that how many counts are there? The heart beats 72 times per second, right? So Panchanadyaha is 5 Nadikas. So 5 into 24, 120 minutes. So 2 hours. It's called the Sanghavakta. Tasmat, now you can understand. Dviguna matraha samaha upadishyati. Now, when I said equal to Vishnu Priyaha previously, now it is mathematics. Samaha is mathematics. So it is not doesn't mean equal here. I think I am wrong. I was wrong there. There also. So Dviguna matraha. So Guna means multiplication. Guna meaning general, as you know, quality, characteristic, and so on. So Dviguna is double. So multiply by 2. So Guna matra is second. So multiply this Panchanadyaha multiplied by 2 seconds is called Samaha. Now you can say, so 120 minutes into 2 seconds. So 120 into 60 and into 2. So 720 into 2 will become 1440. 1440 seconds is called Samaha. Samaha, Visarga is missing because of conjunction. So Samaha Upadishyate. It is advised that Samaha will be 1440 seconds. 2 hours, each 60 seconds. So 120. 120 into 2 seconds, 240 seconds. Sorry, 2 hours, 60 plus 60. So into 2. Okay, so 120 minutes, right? 120 minutes, second, 120 into 60. 120 into 60 into 2. So that will become 1440. So Tavata Vishnu Priyaha. Now, what do you understand? Vishnu Priyaha is right. 14,400. Okay, right. So 14,400. So Tavata Vishnu Priyaha itya. Yeah, right. You are right. You are right. So 14,400. 14,400. Suppose all of us can concentrate these 14,400 seconds. I will say only seconds now. And then we are called Vishnu Priya. Vishnu Priya is a measurement in mathematics. Who is a Vishnu Priya? Meaning, so I think I will work it out as Katapayadi Sankhya. So Yara Lava will be 4. V will be 4. Nu will be 5. 4 into 5. Pa will be 1. So into 1. Re is 2. So into 2. And Ya is 1. So I think if you calculate this type of number, then you can easily find out whether it comes to 14,400. Sha, any consonant without vowel has no value. Very difficult if you understand. I mean, if you understand Katapayadi Sankhya, then you can understand. The pa has value. Katapayadi, pa is 1. Katapayadi, ka is 1, ta is 1, pa is 1, ya is 1. Not 0. It is not 0. So Katapayadi, pa is 1. Oh, because it is added with a vowel ra, both are valuable. So ra will be 2. Yara lava, yara ra is 2. So it is 2 into 1. So 2 into 1 is 2 only. So value to be said, but value to be added, but all are multiplications. We, Vishnu Priya, V into, Nu into, Ip into, Re into, Ya. So all are into, multiplication. Sorry, Tatra, Pushpa Vishesha, Aradhya Vishesha. Yeah, 4 into 5. 4 into 5, yes. 5 into 1, yes. 1 into 2. Into 1. Into 1. Right. 40. So at least the 1440, we have to add all these 6. Samaha, previous word Sangavaha, all these words we combine, I think it will come to 14,400. Then again, so Tatra there, Pushpa Vishesha Aradhya Vishesha Nirnayarthaha Ayam Kala Vivaha. Now what are we expected to do? We must collect flowers. What flowers? What kind of flowers? Vishesha. Pushpa Vishesha. What are the flowers dear to the Lord? Remember Vishnu Chitta's Puchut, the 8 flowers. If you don't get 8 flowers, what do you do? Ahimsa Prathamam Pushpam Indriya Vinigraha Sarvabhuta Daya Pushpam Jnanam Pushpam Tathaivacha. So you have got 8 flowers in that list. I am not saying the complete verse. I can give you further. So Pushpa Vishesha Aradhya. When we don't get flowers because of the seasons, because of the seasonal failure also, then so our flowers, that is our mind flowers. So Ahimsa, non-violence is the first flower. Ahimsa Prathamam Pushpam. Pushpam Indriya Vinigraha. Control of sense organs is the second flower. Jnanam Pushpam, our wisdom is a flower. Dhanam Pushpam, our charitable attitude is one of the flowers. Sarvabhuta Daya Pushpam, showing compassion to all the living beings like Rama, is another flower. So you go on getting the 8 flowers. So remember the 8 flowers, and especially Srirangam Ranganatha is dear to Iruvachi. I think we must get the botanical name and the English name also. Iruvachi. That is the most important of the 8 flowers. Every mala garland is strung with Iruvachi, red in color. So this is the time, Sangama time, Kala Vibhagaha, what you call the division of time. Arthaha, purpose. I am this. This Kala Vibhaga, this timing is with a purpose to decide Nirnaya, Vishesha, special decision. What is special decision? Aradhya, worship, through Aradhanam, Puja, Pushpa Vishesha. Now people are now enamored by the temple festival called Pushpa Yaga. These days they are conducting a festival called Pushpa Yagam, meaning a lot of flowers are offered on that particular day for pleasing the God. Again, so Pushpa Vishesha Aradhya Vishesha Nirnayarthahayam Kala Vivagaha Sangavaha, meaning Sangavaha is called Vishnu Priyaha is called, meaning so Vishnu Priyaha is the flower. The flower is the flower dear to the Lord. When you say flower, Pushpam is Napumsakalinga, neuter gender, therefore we have to take the flower plant. The flower plant can be called the Pushpa Vrikshaha. Pushpa Vrikshaha. So you can take all these things. So collect all as much flowers as we can and then offer. So natu abhigamana adi panchaka kartavya artha. So in abhigamanam, we need not, we don't say should not, we need not offer flowers in abhigamanam. No. Abhigamanadi panchaka kartavya artha. We are not expected to offer flowers in all these 5 timings. Generally, last one we will come from the reverse. Yoga meditation doesn't involve flowers, or even in the mind don't offer the flowers. You are meditating on the names of God, on the what you call munificence of, on the what you call great um, rather God-mindedness of God. That is what we call yoga. Then Swadhyaya, there is no necessity of flowers there. Ijja, you have the necessity of flowers. But Abhigamana Adi, so in the Abhigamana it is not necessary. Then Tathahi, Purvam Uttam, Tathahi example, for example, Purvam already said Uttam, Sangave Tat Titi Choditam Pushpam Griniya. Now you must test the flower. Test the flower means analyze the quality of the flower. And when did you collect flower? Did you do it yesterday? If you did it yesterday, then you should have faded. You should not keep it in the refrigerator according to some people. So to keep it cool and then bring it without unfaded flower, without unfading. So you should not offer faded flower. You can offer faded tulasi, basil leaf, not faded flower. It should be a fresh flower. So you remember the date in which it has been collected. Tat Tithi. On what date it has been collected. I want to tell you some interesting aspect. From India, a lot of flowers are sent from, especially Tamil Nadu, especially Salem and Srirangam. Salem is a very important place. I suddenly found out that the flowers go to all foreign countries. When they reach the foreign countries, they are unfaded. I'm surprised at the cool atmosphere within which the flowers are kept very safe. They come by flight. They can't come by ship. They come by flight, and they are unfaded. There is a specific material to keep them unfaded. It's something coir material. It's green in color. So what I mean is this. So tat thiti choditam pushpam griniya. You must find out whether it is a fresh flower or not by the date in which it was collected. So Sangave, that is the Kala is for making you test the quality of the flower, freshness of the flower. See how specific is this paragraph. No, all the words are specific, but this is more specific. Tat tithi choditam. That date, choditam. Analyze, find out, probe and find out. Pushpam griniya. You accept the flower. Then puja, then same padmaihi. Same. So you have the other timing, same, which we calculated now. Same padmaihi. So you do it with lotuses in the kala called time called same. Then Karaviraihi Vishnu Priye. Now, how do you know? We come back to the words again in the what you call the sentence. Sangavaha Samaha Vishnu Priyaha. Look at that sentence. The previous sentence. The previous sentence. Yeah. Still, yeah. Still previous. Still back. Still back. Sangavaha, Samaha, Vishnupriyaha, Dharmaha, Viraga. I gave you some different meaning. These are 5 timings. So Sangama, at the Sangama time, you must test the freshness of flower and offer. In Sama time, so which we saw what is Sama, then you offer lotuses. We offer lotuses. Then Karaviraihi Vishnupriya. In the third timings, you use Karavira Pushpa. Karavira Pushpa is something which is known by name, but I forgot it. So Dharme Mukumadai. So while the timing is Dharma, lily flowers must be used. Meaning, we have almost come to the evening. That is between Sadhyaya and Yoga. So you find that, so Sangava is a time between Abhigamana and Upadana, because no flower is offered during Abhigamana. And then between Upadana and Ijya, you have Sama. Then between Ijya and Swadhyaya, Karaviraihi. Then between Swadhyaya and Yoga, Dharme Kumudaihi, by lilies. It can be white lilies or blue lilies. Neela Kumudam, Neelotpalam. Karavira is oleander. Oleander meaning, I need a translation of the word oleander. Then finally, after yoga, Miriam odor. It's a botanical name. So Dharme in the Kala called Dharma, Kumudaihi by lilies, white or blue lilies, Shvetotpalam or Neelotpalam. Then Bilva Patraihi. Now since Mahalakshmi, the goddess of fortune, can be worshipped by Bilva Patraihi, the leaves called Bilva. Virage Bhagavantam Puja. Virage at the time of Virage, namely between yoga and sleep, you can say. So Bhagavantam Puja. All by imagination also. Uttara Puja to be one should worship. Iti thus. Uttaratra in some other place, cha and evam so, Tattatkala Aradhya Bhagavan Murti Vishesha Pradarsanam Kriti. Now the specific flowers were mentioned, whereas now we are talking about specific figures, divine figures of the Lord. So Bhagavan Murti Vishesha Pradarsanam. So Tattatkala Aradhya Bhagavan Murti Vishesha Pradarsanam Kritam meaning, according to the specific figure, divine figure of the idols, we have to use these flowers. Tat Kala Aradhya. So that has been said somewhere else. So now, what is the purpose of this offering of flowers? What advantages do we get by observing these timings? Tatra there. That means in this context, Sangave, in the interval time between Abhigamana and Upadana, Vaikunthasya Pritihi, affection towards us from Lord Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is the name of the Lord, not the place. So Vaikuntha is the name of the Lord. So Vaikunthasya Pritihi, he will shower his affection on us. Then, so this name is different. Same, in the timing called Same, Aniruddha's Priti. Aniruddha is another form in Vyuha, and therefore his affection will be shown to us. Then Vishnu Priye, Shimshumarasya. Again, Shimshumara is the name of God. In the timing called Vishnu Priya, Shimshumara will show the affection. Dharme, in the time called Dharma, Vadava Mukhagni. The fire god foreboding with the submarine fire will have affection towards the devotee. Finally, Virage, Kapila. Kapila is only an incarnation of Lord Vishnu who propounded a philosophy called Sankhya. So Sankhya is one of the 6 darshanas, as all of us know. So Kapilasya, so Kapila Munihi, of the sage Kapila, we will have affection from him. Virage at the time called Virag. Itevam. Now I think I need to give you more explanation on the word Shimshumara without you are asking. Porpoise. We must find out what is this? Delphinus ganges, dolphin. Okay. So a sea animal, in the sense tortoise. It should mean tortoise. Ganges dolphin. It should be tortoise. Kurma. So, okay. So Ityevam Panchanam Pancha Priti Kala Vishesha. These are the 5 of the 5 timings. The affection is showered by these 5. Ataha, therefore, Jayakya Samhitadi Ukta Prakarena Eva Abhigamanadi Panchaka Vyavastha Nitya. Anyate Kamyadi. This is now the final conclusion of the paragraph. So, if Bhojaraja has given a direction like this, 5 times in 5 timings, 5 time intervals are called, as it is said here, Sangavaha, Samaha, Vishnu Priyaha, Dharmaha, Viragaha, these 5 words. Then you find that we are Vedanta Deshika, AVERS, ours conclude that Jayakya Samhita must be followed and not quite these instructions. Flowers must be offered. What type of flowers must be offered? When should they be offered? And so on. All these minute details are not very much necessary, except if it is not said in Jayakya Samhita. What is our permanent adoption will be Nitya permanent avastha status. Our status will be Panchaka Vyavastha. What will be our understanding of the 5 timings, 5 timed actions will be Abhigamanadi from the start of the first one, Abhigamanam, that is approaching the Lord, only according to Prakarena, the method of Samhita, the book called Jaya Aki. Jaya victory. Jaya is the name of the Samhita. So we will be victorious as priests in the temples or even at home if we follow Jayakya Samhita strictly, whereas Bhojaraja is different. Please remember, this is permanent and that is temporary. But should we follow Bhajaraja or Jayakya permanently? If permanently, we must follow Jayakya. But if you want some special prayers to be fulfilled, wishes to be completed, then Anyat Kamyadi. You can use Bhojaraja's methods. You can use flowers at that particular time as mentioned. Lotuses, Karavira, the lilies, and so on. Only for your own wishes. Kamyadikam. Kamyam. We have this lot of desires for this world. Kamyadikam. So if you are very much dedicated to the Lord, then follow only Jayakisam. Crystal clear are the words of Vedanta Deshi, whether we follow or not. So it is very important that we must understand him completely. Because I interpreted initially Sangavaha, Samaha, Vishnupriyaha, Dharmaha, Viragaha differently. In order to stress the point that all of us must be devoted to God. But afterwards we understood what are those 5 words. They are kalas, they are timings. Each is corresponding to the 5 timed actions. Abhigamana, Upadana, Ijja, Swadhyaya, Yoga.
Swami, Bhojarajan, what way he about this in this context?
That's why I
Okay.
said Bhojaraja is an expert in 9 fields.
Okay,
9
okay.
fields. 32 books. 32 books. And I don't know whether 32 include this temple tradition also.
Oh, okay, okay.
He should have included temple tradition. Because the king manages the temple. King is the manager of the temple, all temples on the land. So he must take responsibility. Otherwise, that is the problem again. Remember, if priest does a mistake, single small mistake, it affects the first king, and the second affects all the people. He must be more careful than us in appointing a priest in the temple. Therefore, Bhojaraja is
He's
practical.
contemporary, sir. He's Swami contemporary to Desigava.
No chance. No chance.
I think Swami. I think he's also 10 no, just before the Desika, 11th
10.
century,
He must be a
10th
10th
or 11th.
century or something.
Hmm.
9th or 10th century. But again, the history is unfortunately absent in Sanskrit literature, and therefore there are a lot of controversies, and you cannot prove by any means perfectly. That's a problem. In fact, for example, for your information, Kalidasa, the greatest poet, has been understood as belonging to 1st century BC to 4th century AD. He could not live for 500 years. So many arguments are there.
No,
There
name
are
wise,
some
no. There are the same name people might have they confused and they might have talked about differently.
same
There are
name occurred many
with the
centuries.
different rajas.
The confusion is more in a single name called Jayadeva and even Kalidasa. Jayadeva is not. And we confuse with Harsha Deva with Sri Harsha, a poet.
Exactly. Actually, I want to tell the same because
That's
they are
why
two
when the
different.
name Ratnavali came, I said I just thought Sri Harsha came. I mean, not Sri
Raja,
Harsha, Harshadeva,
Raja.
yes, Harsha Raja, King Harsha. He Harsha wrote only one book called Naishadiya Charita, Nada story. Whereas Harshadeva wrote Ratnavali, Priyadarshika, and Naganand.
Again,
Actually,
that's
if
also a
that
controversy because it is written by someone and he took the
unfortunately,
name.
the king is blamed by later critics that the king asked the courtiers to write books and
Name.
he got it named after him. We have a classic
whatever.
example. We have a classic example in our times. A professor in Edonji Sanskrit of Madras University did the same.
Oh.
I knew him. I have seen him. I knew him, and he could call pandits to Chennai city pandits, and he will make them write poems, and he will publish it in his name. Very notorious head of the Sanskrit of Madras University.
Oh.
So, my examples are there. History repeats itself. Okay. So,
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராக்கிய புகழும் ஸ்ரீமத் வெங்கட நாதாரியம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசியம் கவிதார்க்கிக சிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நம வாதிதி பகிரோபங்க பஞ்சானன பராக்ரமா ஈமான் வெங்கடநாதான்ய இரும் விஜயதாம் புவீம் சீரொன்று போதிருவேங்களுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியொன்றுதானே அமையாதோ தரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர போமளவும்
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞானவைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்ததேசிகம்
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ